Who's back in the news, R. Kelly. You know, sadly, one of the best singers, best artists ever in terms of R&B music, hands down, R. Kelly. And some of the challenges that I have with this whole R. Kelly Diddy stuff is that a lot of this stuff that was happening back in the day was happening at a time where our culture found it acceptable. Not that it was right, but acceptable. Like some of you who live in states where it's still legal to have sex with a 16-year-old, knowingly having sex with somebody at 16. And ironically, people wanted to cancel R. Kelly's music after he got arrested, but hasn't canceled Diddy's music yet. And I'm sorry. I'm going to say this right now. It's way too much R. Kelly music out there that's iconic and way too much Diddy influence or inspired or involved music. We're not canceling Notorious Big. We're not canceling Mary J. Blige. We're not canceling 112. We're not canceling Craig Mack. We're not canceling Total. We're just not. And I want to be very clear that to do so is to hurt a lot of writers, producers, artists, and stuff that are making money off of this music. And so that's my only thing that I want to say. But there's some sick shit. R. Kelly, who's currently serving 20 years in prison for allegedly, I don't even know if it's allegedly because there's documentaries and people out there that came forward and things have been proven, slept with all these younger kids, who's now in prison for 20 years, crying every day. Why you do this to me? Well, his daughter is saying you did it to me too. By the way, don't she look like her? Mm-hmm. She looks like a mixture of her and Angela Simmons. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she ain't laughing. R. Kelly's daughter, Joanne Kelly, who now goes by Buku Abi. Your daddy call you Joanne, I'm going to call you Joanne. That's all right. She alleges that she is also a victim of sexual abuse at the hands of her own dad. Now, a quick refresher. In 2021, R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking charges and sentenced to 30 years in prison, which he's going to do 20. Well, in 2022, he was found guilty of 6 counts of child pornography, sexual exploitation, and enticing a minor. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Oh, well, maybe that was a sentence. That looked like 50 years to me. I don't know. He's gone. Well, R. Kelly filed an appeal for the latter conviction, but was denied, and he's now serving 19 years of both sentences concurrently and is eligible for release in 2045. Damn. At 78 years old, he's going to be bumping and grinding and going on tour again. Well, anyway, before his convictions, R. Kelly welcomed 3 children with ex-wife Andrea Kelly, 26-year-old Joanne, 23-year-old daughter Ja, and 22-year-old son Robert Jr. Now, here's a photo of R. Kelly's children. They all look like their mama. All right. Well, now in the TVEI documentary, R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Journey, Joanne is claiming to be about 8 or 9 years old when her father first allegedly abused her. I'm going to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
She said that she told her mother in 2009 when she was 10 years old. Now, in the documentary, Joanne emotionally recalls the alleged abuse and says that she would never take herself nor her 13-year-old son, Omni, to see R. Kelly in prison. We got the audio clip. Listen.
He was my everything. For a long time, I didn't even want to believe that it happened. I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, that he would do something to me. I just remember waking up to him touching me. And I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of laid there and I pretended to be asleep. And I just remember from that moment on, like I was a different person. I wasn't the same. But I was too scared to tell anybody. So it was hard to even accept that it happened. After I told my mom I didn't go over there anymore, my brother and sister, we didn't go over there anymore. And even up until like now, I struggle with it a lot. I struggle with not ever wanting to talk to him again, but then wanting to, because my dad. But I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life and changed who I was as a person and changed the sparkle I had. If my son asks questions, I'm gonna be as truthful as possible. But I will not be taking my son to a prison to meet his grandfather.
Well, Joanne said she and her mother filed a police report under Jane Doe, but the police couldn't prosecute Kelly because they waited too long, which left Joanne feeling like she said something for nothing. And she also talked about her handful of suicide attempts. Take a look. For a long time, I was in a really hard space mentally, and so I ended up in a mental hospital, a psych ward, whatever you want to call it, because I hit a point in my life where multiple times I had tried to take my own life. She went on to say, I just got to a point where I didn't care anymore. I didn't care if I lived or died. I didn't care about what happened to me. My mom saw that my wrists were all cut up, and she just immediately dropped everything and was asking, what's going on? Are you okay? She was really worried, and she broke down and she told her that she didn't think that she was okay. And that day, she called the hospital and ended up checking me in, and I didn't leave. I was there for about 2.5 weeks. Well, Drea Kelly also appeared in the documentary, and she had this to say, listen.
What he did to me, he did to me. But you didn't have to do it to my damn kids. Just because you're not a good husband doesn't mean you can't be a good father. And the fact that he didn't even try.
Why haven't you come out sooner? Maybe because it was her daughter's story to tell, and now her daughter's telling the story. Okay, so I'm not going to hold you accountable to that, Drea, but damn, there was a lot going on. When we all believed we could fly, he was doing too much. He was flying over being accountable. In light of his daughter's accusations, R. Kelly is reportedly very upset, and his attorney, Jennifer, told people that he's innocent. This is a photo of R. Kelly's attorney's on the daughter. This is what he said. This is what the attorney said. Mr. Kelly oh Lord, here we go with this. What was the word we did?
Oh yeah,
peculiar. Here's what the attorney had to say. Mr. Kelly Vietnamese.
Vehemently.
Okay. The attorney said Mr. Kelly. The attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently. How do you say this word?
That is not how you say it, Johnny.
Vehemently.
Okay. The attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently. What?
The H is silent. Vehemently.
See? Okay. The attorney said Mr. Kelly, play it again. The attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently.
Yeah.
The attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently. I'm hearing Vietnamese in my head. I don't know why. Okay.
It's just no H.
Okay, play it again. Vehemently. Okay. When I point to you, push the thing. Okay, the attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently denies these allegations. This is a sizzle cut right here. This is a behind the scenes thing. Okay. Mr. Kelly vehemently. Wait, play it again. Vehemently. Okay. The attorney said Mr. Kelly vehemently denies these allegations. His ex-wife made these allegations years ago, and it was investigated by Illinois Department of Children and Family Services and was unfounded. And the filmmakers, whoever they are, did not reach out to Mr. Kelly or his team to even allow him to deny these hurtful claims. You did it. You did it. In my opinion, it's my opinion based on the facts. Judge Jason is ruling that you did it. Because why would she lie? Like she gets nothing out of this. Well, Joanne also caught backlash online over the documentary, leaving her to explain her intentions, which she shouldn't have had to do. You know what's so crazy? Y'all be so quick to defend people and say you raping and molesting and this and that, but then when a person comes forward, then you attack them.
Mm-hmm.
she had to explain her intentions for coming out and doing the documentary for herself, her peace, her mind, her infant son, and her family. Okay. And so the fact that she's had to come out and defend herself is wild. Of course, she went to Instagram with it. Here's what she said. I'm not reading all that. She said a lot. The end. Well, I pray that you get the peace and the support and the love and the therapy that you need. And you, Andre, it sounds like y'all were just locked in a dungeon of despair over there. And as somebody who has survived child molest, it is something. You know, now that I'm in therapy and going through all my stuff, I never felt I had triggers. You know, like things were triggering. This Diddy stuff, I found myself, even in this story, a certain level of paralysis because you're trying to process it all from the vantage point of somebody who speaks about the culture, somebody who's been a survivor, somebody who is now an advocate, somebody who, has to deal with online trolls who say the craziest things. This has been a very interesting decade of just the unraveling of super powerful people that you thought you knew, fighting with the images you think you have and the realities of who they are, and the people who sat by and watched it all. And then now online, how we just consume it. Like we consume it as if it's a movie, like we have our popcorn and we're enjoying conversations of people being victimized that are going to go on for years. Like this girl, Joanne, for years has been dealing with the madness of a father who touched her and potentially molested her, I'll say allegedly for the sake of legal purposes, and now we're all sitting out here just having a fun little debate online whether or not her daddy touched her. Meanwhile, you're somewhere saying ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Okay, goodbye.